I know a friend of mine who lives in a town where he and his wife are the only people who aren't white on that street. And as a result of the riots, he now travels around with a certain item in his car to make sure that he can protect himself. Because as a result of those riots, knowing that if you stepped outside, somebody could come at you simply because of the color of your skin. When you're watching black people get jumped in parks, an Asian man being pulled out of his car in Hull, for Nigel Farage and his party to fully embrace those people, Lee Anderson to say, those people aren't far right, they're just fed up. And Nigel Farage to go on stage with somebody who called for asylum seekers to be burned alive. They have said, we are on the side of the rioters. So if they get into power, given the clear racism within that party, anybody who isn't Snow White is on the chopping block. This is, for me, a survival issue for a lot of ethnic minority people.
And can I ask a nuanced question? So first of all, acknowledging all of that, I mean, it's grim and it's worrying. And when Lee Anderson says these people are fed up, there's no excuse for racism. People are fed up. And to be able to balance the nuance between the causes of austerity, the lack of communities, the lack of integration that is often a result of the fact that there is no physical community spaces for people to integrate into. How do we find a way of navigating this conversation that doesn't for a second give an inch to this idea that people are fed up and that's why they're racist, but also does recognise that, I would argue, people are fed up and that is fueling racism, which are two different points?
So I was thinking, all right, people are going with Nigel Farage, maybe these people are all racist. And then it took me, especially throughout the course of the Brexit campaign, visiting areas of the country that voted for Brexit and realizing that it was primarily around poverty. People were desperate for change, and the two main parties were not offering that change. I do understand the concept of people being desperate. I do understand the people of losing faith in Keir Starmer and the Tories, because I have no faith in them either. But I'm not voting Farage. I'm joining the Green Party. I do want different, but different doesn't mean racist.